Hi, Cancer, and welcome to your 2020 Tarot forecast to see what's going on in the year 2020 for you guys. We're going to look at blessings coming in, big changes, soul and life lessons, your love life, your relationships, abundance, growth, just all kinds of different areas of your life, Cancer. Also, I'm going to have a more positive spin on this reading because it's not to say negative things won't happen, but what's the point of looking at that when we're looking at the year ahead? It should be happy, optimistic, positive experience. So, Cancer, I'm going to start by pulling a card, which is a number, a special and significant number for you in 2020. So just keep it in mind all year long. Also, I highly recommend, looking up the angel meaning or other spiritual meanings attached to this specific number. Okay, there you go. So for you guys, we have number 1, new beginnings. Yay, Cancer. Good number. Number 1 is your number. You are number 1. You have new beginnings. Shoot for the slot of being number 1. Like, think of yourself as number 1. Don't settle for second best. Like, so many different things could be attached with the number 1. Also 1111 energy with that, but Cancer, 2020 is a year of new beginnings, fresh starts. Love it, love it, love it. And the orange popping off that card to me is like your creativity and your passion is just being totally like inflamed, and you're going to have a zest for life. Some of you may be deciding to chase your dreams, to actually take all your energy and put it towards something that you really want to do or be, opposed to, pleasing everybody else. So it looks to be a very powerful time for Cancers. All right, Cancer, I'm going to pull a card here to see which objects or symbols your angels, your spirit guides, and your passed on loved ones are going to use with you in 2020 to give you guidance, to answer questions, to give you clarity, to let you know they are near. Oh, rainbows. Okay, so rainbows are significant for you in 2020, Cancer. Every time you notice them, like your attention is drawn to one, when you're outside or you're receiving pictures, or, you just see them like online, just a flood of them, like they just start showing up, because if you just see one at a very insignificant time, that really probably doesn't mean much. But like when you see one at that like perfect time, when it actually is like, if it would feel magical because of what you're thinking or what just happened, pay attention to that, because that is magical. Also, if there's a flood of them just showing up in your reality out of nowhere, that is significant to you. And also, the rainbow is the symbol of really good news and prosperity and peace and abundance for you guys for 2020. So we have these beautiful new beginnings. The sun, or sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. The rainbow comes after the rain, right? New beginnings. You've been cleansed through the storm of 2019, and now 2020 is all about Cancers receiving their rainbow, their prosperity, their abundance, their new beginning, their fresh start. And your spirit guides, angels, passed on loved ones will communicate this to you in 2020 through rainbows. So when really positive things are starting to happen, you're going to see, or about to happen, you're going to see a flood of rainbows to let you know, hey, Cancer, good things are coming. Or if you're feeling sad and alone, you're going to start seeing rainbows, because that's your passed on loved ones, your angels, your guides letting you know you're not alone. We're right here with you. So nice, positive energy to open up your reading. I'm going to now pull a card to look at, what's going on in your love, your romance, as well as your friendships, your family. So like romantic connections as well as other connections and relationships. And then the abundance that's coming in for Cancer in 2020, as well as the area of your life that's going to receive the most growth in an improved way. So, which area of your life is going to improve and expand and make you happy in a nice, positive way. Not like we're growing through painful lessons, but no, the growth that comes after all of that. So let's see with love. relationships, we have a shift perception. So Cancer, you your focus in 2020, you're really changing your mind about a lot of different things when it comes to romance, when it comes to your family blood connections, when it comes to friend connections. And just because I see all this beautiful new energy, I think you're going to kind of shed a lot of relationships and connections towards the end of 2019 or the first part of 2020, because you're going to start seeing people differently. And, you know, if you're somebody who's very unconditionally loving and you're giving and you always want to forgive and turn the other cheek and all those good things, it's not to say you're not that, but you're changing. It's like if somebody's burned you multiple times, regardless of the history, the love, the connection, you're just not going to put up with it anymore. It's like if it doesn't honor you, Cancer, you're not going to entertain it. You're not going to deal with it, especially around love and romance. And some of you who I feel have been like hoping to work out a specific romance or reconcile with somebody who wasn't that good to you, but you just really loved them and you felt like you had this great connection, but they lied, they did all these things, and maybe, you know, you make excuses, well, they've been through this, they've been through that. All of that's changing in 2020. There's no more excuses. You're ready for happiness and prosperity and like a new beginning. Like you crave new connections. It's just within you to desire that, to reach for that. All right, so let's see, you know, for abundance, if I could grab the card, flexibility, nice. So Cancer, there is going to be more resources, abundance, and money available to you in 2020, which allows some of you guys to enjoy life a bit more or be able to do more things. You know, if you've really been pinching pennies all through 2019, I see 2020 being a better year where you get a, you know, splurge a bit more, or you don't have to just buy the essentials because that's all you have the money for. There is some sort of increase to abundance or resources or to your situation for the betterment, okay, which allows you, I feel, more physical comforts in 2020. So let's pull a card here to see which area of your life is going to receive the most growth in 2020 for a positive, of course, in a positive way, based on all the work that you've been doing in 2019. Oh, we've got the 8th house coming out. This is about, you know, transformation, resources, relationships, intense emotions. It's a transformational energy. It's a heavy energy, 8th house. And this is where we're receiving our growth. And I'm not surprised because I see this shift in perception. Cancer, some connections and relationships you felt very beholden to, you're not going to feel that way anymore in 2020. You are cutting ties, energetic ties, like you've resolved a lot of karma. You've done a lot of soul growth. A lot's happened in 2019, which makes 2020 a year where you're not putting up with anybody's crap. You want real connections, and you know, there's this positive return of abundance because of the work that you've done. So you have more availability for luxury, for physical comfort, you know, whereas I don't feel you've had that as much in, you know, 2019. And if that's, you know, if you're like, no, my money's been fine, with this flexibility, this may be some sort of change to your job or your career where you have more flexibility to spend time with your family or to be social or to do things that make you happy. If you worked, or like a workaholic in 2019, I see like that easing up and changing a bit in 2020 where you're enjoying life more because you've worked so hard. It's like you finally can. All right, so let's pull some cards to clarify and add to the messages already coming out. Oh, dreams. Cancer. When it comes to love and romance or friendships, just the kind of people that you want in your life, Spirit says reach for it. Also, as your perception is shifting, which is changing what you will accept and tolerate, there are some connections coming into your reality in 2020 that, you know, almost feel like you dreamed these people into life. And some of you, this may be about a romance specifically, but it's like you dreamed this relationship into life. You manifested it into life because it's just so in alignment with who and what you are. But you've got to understand, like, you were working on a lot of different stuff, you know, in 2019, and probably even before that. You've completed a major big cycle in your life, Cancer, because you have this new beginning. And then the rainbows, which is also about a new beginning, you know, the storm brings the sunshine, and the rain, or brings the rainbow, and then the sunshine comes back out. So it's all about new beginnings for you guys. And, you know, the way that you've wanted to be respected and loved and appreciated and have your heart reciprocated, you know, where somebody's giving their love and affection and time and energy as much back to you as you give. Like, that's what I see happening here. The dragon and the tiger coming out for your abundance. Yeah, Cancer, listen, where you really suffered, and you know, it's like, it could be that you guys were workaholics. That feels like such a lesser message. I really feel like you guys have been struggling with your abundance somehow, some way. And now finally in 2020, like, it's not the same struggle as it was. Like, you are rising. You are the tiger. You are now the dragon. Over here, for the area of growth, we have the Whispering Hall. So through this 8th house energy that you're growing out of, you're evolving out of, Cancer, a lot of your self-doubt, self-esteem issues, some depression, a lot of sadness, like, you're growing out of that. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes in 2020. You see it right here, right here, right here, and then a dragon right there. The dragon, I mean, the phoenix rising from the ashes, the dragon rising from the ashes. You're becoming the eye of the tiger. Like, I mean, come on. And shifting perception, like, it's a powerful time for you. Definitely rising, elevating out of some heavier energy and times. And just a more comfortable year. Like, you have more access to things, to resources. So let's pull some tarot. Page of Pentacles. Page of Swords, and see, pages are the beginning energies, Cancer. So yeah, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning, rising from the ashes, new beginning. Yes, because we have the 5 of Swords. This is the biggest area of growth for 2020, rising out of the 5 of Swords, where we're no longer willing to participate and put up with people who don't love, honor, and respect. We're getting out of our head with those low thoughts of ourselves, beating up on ourselves, low self-esteem, sadness, feeling defeated, feeling like I can't win for trying. Like, that is, you are growing out of that. You are evolving out of that, Cancer. You are. And, you know, I see new relationships and connections coming in more than I see, like, you know, repairing or reconciling old relationships. I'm not seeing that so much. Doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, this is a general read, but I see new energy for Cancer across the board. So let's pull some tarot, some more tarot, I should say, to clarify these dice. Three of Swords, the end of sadness, Cancer. These heavy relationships, like, some of you guys have really been bogged down emotionally because of what you were going through, and see, you are shifting out of that. Phoenix rising from the ashes, even like that zipper, like shutting his skin, rising above. Over here we have 9 of Wands. It was been a long, hard struggle, but here there's new abundance coming in. And this, to me, it may be like this offer extended to you, or a door opens for you through some sort of unexpected conversation, or somebody just says a lot of favorable things about you and your performance, and it allows you to, you know, get a promotion or get a raise or get a nice bonus. And now we have the King of Pentacles. Yep, you've learned your lessons in this 8th house energy, Cancer, over 2019, or maybe for some of you even longer. And coming out as the King of Pentacles, like there, you've learned, you've mastered, and that's why now in 2020, it is your year of new beginnings, of being a new version of yourself, of shedding a lot of heavy, hard situations and relationships, circumstances, and just rising up and being so strong and brave and bold and able to take on the world, Cancer. I love it. You guys are so empowered, and it's all about new beginnings, new relationships, new jobs, new you, Cancer, new you. So I'm gonna pull these cards down now, and I'm gonna pull and look at your blessings, the biggest changes that are going to take place for you in 2020, as well as the soul and life lessons that you will be working on in 2020, because the work never ends, Cancer. We only just get stronger, bigger, and better. And I see like you are so there. All right. Let's see what blessings are coming your way in 2020 that Spirit would like to talk about. A blessing to bring clarity. And look at shift perception, and a blessing to bring clarity is sitting on top of it. So Cancer, you just are going to see things for what they really are. Your emotions or your history with somebody or around a situation, or I really want this to happen, like it's not going to factor. You're going to see things for what they are, and in that place it's clarity, where your emotions aren't like controlling you and dictating and allowing you to put up with things that you don't deserve. Like, you know your worth and your value in 2020, and which you've settled for before, you're not going to settle for it anymore. Oh no. Okay, so let's see, aside from this, you know, is there another area of your life that is receiving a major overhaul, change, and transformation? 4th house, roots. Cancer, you guys are the ruler of the 4th house. So this coming out as the area of your life receiving the biggest change. I pretty much see that as Spirit confirming what I just said, is like this major transformation in you, like a new you, and boom, there it is. 4th house, roots. That's the house of Cancer. You with the roots there and the clarity, it's like you are finally like fully connected into yourself. You feel comfortable in your body. You know who you are. You know what you want. And I'm telling you, you're not going to put up with the stuff that you've tolerated and put up with prior to 2020. It's just, it's not even going to factor into the equation, because you're so strong within yourself because of everything that you've been working on with Pluto and this 8th house energy. And that's not easy to navigate. All right. But that's where you guys have been at. That's what you've been working on, and you've mastered, you've completed, you've overcome. So it's time to transform and rise out of that. And in that process, you become very strong in yourself. A lot of karma is resolved, and the biggest change in your life in 2020 is you, Cancer. I love that. That's pretty fantastic. All right, let's pull a card to see which spiritual or life lessons are the primary focus for you in 2020. Energy shift. There you go. There you go. What you're focused on pretty much is fully expanding and evolving into this new version of yourself. Like, so think of like an outline of a flower, okay, and you're supposed to color it in. Like, everything that you have been going through has created the outline of you, the next version of you. And now in 2020, you yourself, you're having this energy shift, so you're like coloring in that flower, all right, as you expand into yourself, this energy shift, and it's powerful. this is definitely 2020 is a year where you want to jump on board for any changes that you've been wanting to make for yourself, anything you've been wanting to manifest for yourself. You will be so successful, Cancer, because you've completed so much work at a soul level, working in that 8th house energy. Oh my goodness, bless your heart, all right? Bless your heart. But you have an energy shift. That's where your focus is. So it's not that heavy work anymore. It's really becoming familiar 100% in this new version, this new vibration of yourself that you've achieved for yourself. So let's pull some cards and dig a little deeper. Under blessings, word on the wing. So you are going to receive a lot of insight spiritually throughout 2020. You know, you guys are naturally tuned in and tapped into the vibes, but even more so, also this elevation of your energy, of your spirit, it's part of your blessing, Cancer. And then the biggest change, masquerade. Look at that. You're not going to put up with anybody's crap. You're not going to go along for the sake of the show anymore. Like, if you don't like it, you don't want it, you don't want to participate, you're not going to, and it doesn't matter anybody else's feelings. It's not that you're mean or cold or selfish. It's just you, I feel there through that 8th house, like there's a lot of you who were accommodating many others or really tolerating a lot of heavy energy with never putting anybody in their place or speaking about it because you didn't want to rock the boat. You know, want to keep the vibes good. And now you don't care. It's 2020. It's like nope, the mask is coming off. If you rude, I'm going to tell you that you're rude. If you're trying to use me and walk all over me, my emotions are not going to allow you to manipulate me anymore. Like, you are becoming somebody else, Cancer, 100%. And now we have the songbird in, you know, what you're working on, and see how she's trapped in that cage. You are learning this, like, you're finally hearing the song of your own soul and marching to the beat of your own drum, and it's like you don't care anymore to accommodate and make others happy. It's like, this is me, this is who I am, and you either love me or don't love me. I don't care, but I'm not accommodating you, and you are requiring more of those who are connected to you, like where you better step up and give as much as I give. You can't just be here when you need and then you're out. Like, you're not tolerating that, Cancer. You're really coming into your own in 2020. Big time. Big time. And it's filled with new beginnings and new ideas and new interests. You are becoming somebody new entirely. All right, so under blessings, the 2 of Cups, this is good, solid connections, friendships, you know, family ships, romance ships. It's all about that for you. If it's not even, if it's not equal, you're not in. And so part of these new beginnings, and we already talked about this when we looked at your relationships, Cancers, there's new connections coming into your reality. And now we have the 4 of Cups under the biggest change. You know, 4th house, 4 of Cups. This masquerade is card 22. So we got 4, 4, 4. 4, there's finally stability coming into your world, Cancer, where you feel comfortable. You feel like you on a solid foundation. You can lay roots 100%. So biggest change is happening inside of you, and you're finally feeling stable. Now over here we have the 9 of Wands. Cancer, this tells me that you expanding into this newer version of yourself is taking place over the course of 2020 all the way into the month of August. So I feel like August, there's, you know, something significant that's also going to shift and change in a positive way for you, where you are like, you finally have fully expanded into this like version of yourself, and from there your path changes. So let's pull some more tarot here and dig a little deeper. We have the Seven of Manifestations. Yeah, this is a lot of things. See how she's dragging that cross, Cancer? There's a lot of relationships or just things you've been doing, trying to appease others or hold on to, you know, certain toxic things, and it's like it can't come with you anymore. And that's the blessing, is like you're finally able to like no longer bear the cross, or finally give yourself permission to no longer care, or just to let go of the toxic. So you are really being freed from some heavy energies. And now we have karmic entanglements. A lot of karmic work has been completed and you're done with it, Cancer. You're done. You're ready to move on and move forward. That's like part of this big change in you. You really balance those scales. And over here is the Ace of Lessons. So this is talking again about the new version of you and how you're expanding into that, you know, throughout 2020. Really getting familiar with your spirit. And it's not to say you weren't before, but it's different, okay? You're getting more comfortable and connected to yourself as well, Cancer. And it's just in a different way where you don't care anymore about others and what they think. It's like, it doesn't matter. I've got to live my life for me. You're spreading your wings. You're letting your hair down. You're stretching out. Karma has been resolved. You've done a lot of heavy work with eighth house energy, and you're done. And 2020 is a year for you to really get balanced and feel established in yourself and comfortable in yourself and grow some roots. And rainbows are special and significant, as well as the number 1. So Cancer, those are your messages for 2020. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.